Welcome back, students. Already we have some idea actually that various types of compression process, what are the compression process takes place, that is basically isothermal process, compression process, that is polytropic process, isothermal process, adiabatic process, like that. So before to doing this, actually we have some knowledge in previous lecture video, but in this lecture video actually we are actually concentrate on multi-stage air compressions. So multi-stage air compressions is basically, the name suggests that the compression process takes place in two stages. In two stages means actually it may be in two stage, it may be three stage, it may be 4, 5, 6. So it's become, it's basically compression takes place in more than one stages. So that is called basically multi-stage air compression process. Now today we also discuss on the, you know that the compression process takes place compression process takes place actually in a piston cylinder assembly in one cylinder, but in case of multi-stage air compression process, the compression process takes place in more than one cylinders. Okay, in case of single stage compression, there's only one cylinder generally used, but in case of multi-stage compression, there are only more than one cylinder is basically used. That's the main first fundamental difference between single stage compression and multi-stage compressions. Now, as the name suggests that the stage of the compression process takes place in more than one. So this is the first difference as you now study the compression process. Okay, and one more thing, that in single stage air compression process actually there is no usage of intercooler. The new term to you, that intercooler. Now what is intercooler? Now intercooler is actually, it's a device which is actually used as a heat exchanger type, because it reduces the temperature of air. It reduces, the main function is that to reduce the temperature of air when it exits from the low pressure cylinder. So in case of multi-stage compression, what we see, that is one single stage compressor, one low pressure cylinder, another is high pressure cylinder. So in between low pressure and high pressure cylinder, there is one usage of intercooler are there in between low pressure and high pressure cylinder. So main function of compressor is that to increase the pressure of air. Okay, now you can increase the pressure of air by means of single stage, it may be two stage. Obviously the name suggests, if the stage of compression increases, obviously the pressure delivery pressure, the delivery pressure will be increases. So in case of multi-stage compression process, the compression ratio, or you can say the pressure ratio, or you can say the delivery pressure actually is far high compared to the single stage air compression process. Okay, so in between single stage and multi-stage compression, one more point is that in case of multi-stage compression, there are two cylinders are used, that is low pressure cylinder and high pressure cylinder, and in between low pressure and so this is low pressure cylinder, this is high pressure cylinder. In between low pressure and high pressure cylinder, there is one intercooler are generally used. Okay, so this is the basic difference or fundamental of multi-stage compression process. Now intercooler which is used in between single stage compressor and low pressure cylinder and high pressure cylinder, the main function is that to reduce the temperature of air. So by means of flowing the cooling water. Okay, by flowing to the cooling water, to flow the cooling water. Now this is the main function of intercooler, which is exist in between low pressure cylinder and high pressure cylinders. So main function is that to increase much more high delivery pressure. This is the main function of, or main objective of multi-stage compression process. As you increase the stage of the compression process, the high delivery pressure will be high. So this is the main objective. Now one more thing that we'll discuss, we have to know that what is the advantage and what is the disadvantage of multi-stage compression process. Now as you see that the main advantage is, you know that there are some savings in work input. So savings in work input it will discuss in your in the next lecture video. because this concepts comes out from the PV diagram, what will show in your next lecture video. So savings in work input is also one advantage. Now simple construction, okay, simple construction of low pressure cylinder, and the most important thing is that that high delivery pressure. High delivery pressure is achieved through multi-stage air compression process. Okay, now obviously the volumetric efficiency will be increased, because the volume of air that can be sucked within the piston cylinder is very much high. So there is no clearance volume at all in case, because this is, we are assumed that this is basically ideal type of compression process. So multi-stage air compression gives you the high delivery pressure as well as savings in work input and simple construction of low pressure cylinder. So this is the main and volumetric efficiency, of course. So this is the main advantages of multi-stage compression process, and there are some disadvantages also there. You can see that there are intercooler are used in between low pressure cylinder and high pressure cylinder, so obviously the cost will be increases. So this is the most disadvantages point, most disadvantage point actually. And one more point is that there are some complicated in structure or complicated in construction, because compression can be takes place in single stage compression there, so there is no usage of intercooler, so there is no usage of pipeline of flowing of water through the intercooler. So there is some disadvantage because the structure will be complicated. So as the structure will be complicated, the process will be complicated, obviously the losses will be high amount. So this is the disadvantage part. Now beside, in the next class or the next lecture video, now we can discuss on the PV and TS plot on multi-stage compression process corresponding, and what is intercooler, and what is the perfect intercooling, what is imperfect intercooling. Okay, thank you very much for your listening me and watching me. Goodbye, good night.